This video is about making a good bar graph. In my experiment, I decided to compare two groups of students taking a bio test. I looked at students, Bio 120 students, who took AP Biology in high school versus students who did not take AP Biology in high school. And I had a feeling that maybe students who took AP Bio would be more prepared for my Bio 120 class. So I decided to look at their scores on the first test. And I calculated for my students who took AP Bio their mean score to be 84 out of 100 points. In my students who did not take AP Bio, their mean score that I calculated was 81. That's a little bit lower than 84. I also wanted to make sure that I understood if there was variation around these mean scores. Of course there's variation. The standard deviation, or the standard error of the mean, is used to calculate how much variation is there around that mean. And I'm using, in this case, the standard error of the mean. I found 4.9. There's some variation around our mean for students who took AP Bio, and a little bit more for students who did not. Maybe more variability here. I wanted to graph this on a bar graph, and so I decided to make us a bar graph. When I make a bar graph, I have to create something that is as square as possible. I have to create something that's neat and legible and reports the data well so that you can see it. This is going to be a simple bar graph, and when I make one by hand, I need to use not the edges of the graph, but in fact put my lines for the y and the x-axis in a little bit. And I'm going to eventually use pen. I might start with pencil to do my work. And in my bar graph, I put the independent variable on the x-axis. These are the two groups that I have. This is the variable that I can change. I have the group of students with AP Bio, okay, with AP Bio, and I have the group of students with no AP Bio, okay. Maybe I'll come over here and do that. No AP Bio. And then I need to think about the dependent variable, what I measured in this experiment, and how I'm going to mark the ticks on the axis to make sure that they're even, spaced out, and so that I can see the data well. The dependent variable this time is the test score, right? I calculated the mean test scores plus or minus the standard error of the mean, and I'm going to report those in points. I guess I could report them in percentages too. I don't think I want to start down here at 0 and go up to 100. I'd rather open up the scale a little bit so that I can see the differences between my two groups better. They were in the 80s. I think maybe I'll start here. So I have to decide how I want to space my ticks, but I got to make sure I space them correctly. Maybe I'm going to start here with 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100. And you know, because this should start at 0, I need to tell people that I have a break there. So I'm going to put some hash marks. So that distance is more than, you know, that space isn't the same as this. Okay, next up I have to make a bar that represents my students with AP Bio. They scored an average of 84 on this test. And so maybe I'm going to make my students with AP Bio, kind of make it the bar about 3 of these wide, and then I'll maybe make this guy's bar about 3 of these wide too. Okay, that seems reasonable. And now I need to find 84. Now you're going to have to measure the ticks. It looks like I go from 80 to 85, so this would be 82 and a half. And if I sort that out, I think I've got my 84 right there. Okay, so I've got 84. Going going to carefully draw this. I'm trying to move pretty quickly. I'm going to show you a completed one in a second. And for my students with no AP Bio, I'll show you that in a second too. But I need to add on the variation, the standard error of the mean or the standard deviation. I need to include that to show you how much variation there is. And we're going to do that with error bars. And remember, the standard error of the mean for my AP students was 4.9. That's very close to 5. So to go from 84 to 89 is essentially where I need to be, right? So my 89 bar would be like, let's see, to make a line, it'd be about right here, okay? And then to go from 84 down 5 to 79, go right here, okay? All we need to do for this error bar is to draw a line that goes above the mean and below the mean, the same amount, 4.9 up and 4.9 down. I can do the same with my second bar. Okay, and then I need to, and I can show you my completed graph here, and then I need to make a figure caption. Oh yes, my figure caption describes my graph, and to make a figure caption, I need to start thinking some things, and I've got them written down so that we can take a look. All right, I don't know if this all shows up or not. Yeah, pretty much does. So there are 4 things to include in a figure caption. First, you make a figure heading that says figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, okay? Then you have a short title that describes the graph. Then a description of how did you collect the data. Then the basic results. And so what I do when I'm making a graph is I write out somewhere else, I write out my caption. And my caption can be kind of big, and sometimes I realize that my caption needs different kind of information, or I revise it when I finally write it down for the final graph. My caption that I started with this time was mean student, I scratched that out, mean test scores for college students with and without AP Bio in high school. I gave 100 students an entry-level biology test in an entry-level college course they were taking. Maybe I can shorten that. So I have my heading, I have my title, and now I'm starting to tell you what I did. How did I collect the data? I gave 100 students an entry-level biology test in an entry-level college course they were taking. I asked students to report if they had AP Bio in high school. I then calculated mean scores for students with and without AP Bio. I found these students, now I'm on the results. I found these